Montana. A few days before the scan, we learned that an IV tail would need to be placed in Piper's arm, declaring that our daughter is terrified of anything representing a needle or a poke is no exaggeration. We then asked Piper if Piper could be given any type of sedative or pain-easing option, as we knew the scan would be extremely stressful for her and us, simply due to this small but needed task of an IV. We were told that Piper could not be given anything to relax her, but she was allowed to have a type of numbing ointment on her arm prior to the insertion of the IV. For days prior, Piper kept asking us if any pokey things would happen. When we arrived at our local hospital, I promised my daughter the procedure would... Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I promised my daughter the procedure would be okay. Deep inside, I was cringing of that promise with the sole hope everyone would do everything to ease my daughter's stress. We were led back to the room where the scanning equipment was in front of us. Piper immediately indicated that everything looked so creepy. We tried our best as parents to keep her calm, but her crying quickly ensued. The staff did what they could to offer comfort, a small teddy bear. As the nurse brought out the equipment needed for the IV, Piper instantaneously recognized it as a pokey thing and began to hyperventilate on each side of her as crocodile tears began streaming down her face. Filled with so much fear, Piper was shaking as my wife and I quickly realized we had lost all hope of being stress-free. As the tension was filling, the technician gave me the look that I needed to calm her down or they were going to do something else. That she had to relax or they're going to hold her down and do this. The nurse is so upset that she misses the vein and leaves the room because she's now crying, thinks that she hurt Piper worse. My daughter is screaming because the ointment hasn't numbed the pain at all. Meanwhile, I'm wiping tears because I realize my promise is not going to even be made good on. It's finally set. Over the next 2 hours, sudden bursts of, "Daddy, please take me home." Rejection all at once. My daughter is screaming and thrashing because she is in so much pain. I am so distraught. The thought of telling everyone to stop the testing because I was going to take her home filled my head. "Happy 7th birthday, dear Piper," was all I could think. I hate this. Why can't there be any compassion for a 7-year-old to ease this? Finally, almost 5 hours at our local hospital, it was finally time for the IV to be removed. While my daughter, now so pale and exhausted, stood, the nurse pulled the IV out, where immediately Piper fainted and hit the ground. I simply thought, this cannot be happening. Driving home, I told my wife I would never do this again to Piper.